Good morning, church. My name's Heather and I'm Martin's wife. I'm a member of this congregation, but you won't see me around as I'm chronically ill and not well enough to come to the services. I'd like to tell you about something encouraging that's been going on for me recently. A few weeks back, one of my neighbours came over for a cuppa. She was flabbergasted by a story that had been in the news that day. Some restaurant owners had been charged with getting their staff to work huge hours for much less than the minimum wage. She kept saying she couldn't understand how someone would do that she struggled to understand man's inhumanity to man. Her reaction surprised me a bit. To me it didn't seem that difficult to understand. It was just another example of the selfishness that runs deep in all of us, an example of the sin Jesus came to save us from. I tried to explain this to her right then, but I didn't do very well at it. However, in the next few days I kept on mulling it over, and I came to feel that God wanted me to talk to her about it properly. She's someone I've been praying for some years that she'll come to follow Jesus, and it seems that one of the main barriers to her doing that is that she just doesn't realise she needs him. She doesn't lie or steal or anything like that, so she sees herself as a good person and doesn't realise that she has anything that she needs to be saved from. Last weekend I knew I was going to see her again, so I spent some time thinking through what I wanted to say and practicing it up. When I saw her, after getting her settled with the cuppa, I was able to say my piece to her fairly naturally. Firstly, I told her that the story didn't seem that strange to me. It seemed to me that they were basically doing something not that different from something I myself do far too often. Just being selfish. They were maximising their own income at the expense of their staff's well-being. Secondly, I tried to show her that that's what we all do by giving her an example of similar selfishness in my own life. I told her about a time recently when someone wanted to talk to me about a situation they're finding really frustrating. As they talked, I kept trying to solve their problem and saying you just need to do this, this and this, and then trying to change the subject. I told her it wasn't until quite a bit later that I realised that I wasn't actually helping them. I was shutting them down because I selfishly couldn't be bothered listening to them. She smiled at that and seemed to recognise herself in my story. Lastly, I told her that the selfishness we all have is an example of the sin that Jesus came to save us from. He wants to set us free from our tendency to do just what works for us, without thinking or caring about what happens to other people as a result, to enable us to love our neighbours as ourselves. It all went remarkably well, and she was interested in what I had to say. I certainly haven't convinced her that she's a sinner in need of saving, or anything like that. But anyway, that's God's job. But I did feel that she heard and understood what I had to say. I'm hopeful that she's now seen a bit more of why she might need Jesus, and I trust that the Holy Spirit will use that as he continues to work in her. Thank you.